Hey guys, it's Sandro here, and today's video is a review and demonstration of Carpro's new wheels, glass, and DabDab microfiber washing and car detailing mitts. Okay guys, so basically what we have here is 3 new wash or cleaning microfiber mitts or pads from Carpro, each designed for a specific purpose or area of car detailing, which is quite obviously for car wheels, paint and glass. So let's start by having a brief look at them with some basic information, and then I'll be going through each of them one by one in chronological order, meaning that you'd normally start with the wheels, move on to the paint and finish with the glass, and I'll be sharing my experience, results, and thoughts on them along the way. The Carpro WheelsMitt is a dual-sided multi-surface car wheel and plastic wash mitt. The coarser white side of the mitt, which contains a slightly stiffer specialty polyester and microfiber blend, is intended for use on car tires, rubbers, and exterior plastics or less sensitive wheels and trims that may require more aggressive cleaning to achieve a good result. The opposite side of the WheelsMitt is a softer and more typical dual-colored standard microfiber strand weave commonly found on many microfiber wash mitts that's intended for use on more sensitive paints and clear-coated wheel areas and finishes. It has an elastic wristband with the Carpro logo printed on one side, as well as an inner stitched top-end finger divider to help with controlling the mitt. The inner side of the WheelsMitt has a layer of cushioning foam lined with a softer cotton or cotton-like material for a comfortable feel. So let's jump straight into some demonstrations and discussions with the new WheelsMitt. Now, starting with the white and coarser side of the mitt, I don't know if Carpro specifically recommends to use it cleaning inner wheel well arches, but I certainly tried it on quite a few cars, and what I found is that it can work pretty well if you have enough clearance to comfortably get the mitt in and around there. But on the cars that had lower suspension, it was a bit of a struggle fitting it in, and what ended up happening was that the opposite and softer side of the mitt rubbed against the tyre tread, which isn't really ideal. But on my van and even older Honda Civic, it worked quite well due to having enough clearance to clean up and around the arches, and I'm sure that for something like an SUV or four-wheel drive, it would be much easier, more effective and more comfortable to use. But with that aside, I found that the coarser side of the mitt is incredibly effective at cleaning these dirtier surfaces super quick, and on hard plastics or carpeted wheel wells, it should be safe as well. So next was assessing how well it works on car tyre walls. It may be reasonable to think that a harder, stiffer tyre brush is going to be more effective at cleaning tyre walls, which it probably is for the most part. But I was quite surprised at just how well and how versatile the white coarse side of the WheelsMitt was in this area. There's actually a lot of control in how you can position your fingers in the mitt accurately to press against the rubber, harder for more intensive cleaning and stripping, or lighter for just a quick once-over if you don't want to strip an existing tyre dressing off. And you can also safely position your hand within the mitt to avoid hitting or scratching the car rim, as well as clean the tyre wall area sitting on the ground once you get a feel for it. And that's the other thing, using the WheelsMitt the first few times just felt a little awkward and a bit strange, because for the last few decades I've been using brushes to clean all those areas. So it's not like it was a familiar experience, it did feel a little foreign. But I also found that the more I used it, the more I got used to it and started to appreciate it for what it was. Next up was using it to clean tyre rims. Now, although I wouldn't say that the white coarser side of the WheelsMitt is overly aggressive, as it's really more of a stiffer microfiber blend, I'd also say that for general car rim cleaning, the softer side of the mitt is going to be a safer option, especially on more sensitive painted or clear-coated finishes. Now, as an outer face wheel cleaning mitt, I think it works really well. It has plenty of safe cushioning and soft but effective microfiber strands to provide a great cleaning result, and with a bit of use you can also avoid the coarser side of the mitt rubbing against the rims, which isn't ideal, especially if you've just used that side to clean the tyre. So in this sort of scenario, as a quick physical hand wash wheels mitt for the outer face of the wheels, I actually really liked it and thought it worked great. However, as a wheels mitt to be used alongside other wheel brushes in a more periodic deep cleaning or decontamination process, where you may want to get the mitt through the wheel spokes to clean behind them and into the wheel barrel, I don't think it's the right sort of wheels mitt in that case. For one thing, it's just too thick, wide and bulky to get in there for that sort of cleaning, and the fact that it's a two-sided mitt with a coarser side also doesn't make it the best option in that scenario. Now the other thing to point out about this wheels mitt is that it's really not just for wheels. For any of you guys that have used the Carpro inner scrub glove, you will notice a very similar, if not identical, microfiber and polyester blend material that's the wheels mitt. So that side can be used to clean some stubborn or dirty underbody parts like exhaust tips, but even more so, it's really going to shine on harder plastics and rubber exterior trims. I can also very confidently report that it's both effective and safe on molded plastics and rubber trims, and I would say way faster than using a brush and definitely more effective than using a standard car wash mitt if your goal is to deep clean them in preparation for addressing, restoration or coating them. Now I wouldn't necessarily use the coarser side of the wheels mitt for just weekly maintenance washes, as it's more of a deep cleaning tool. But for a decontamination wash, it's actually amazingly effective, quick and safe, just like the Carpro inner scrub glove for interior deep cleaning. Now the other thing worth mentioning is how it cleans up after repeated use. What I found was that after repeatedly cleaning wheel wells, car rims and exterior plastics, the wheels mitt cleaned up really well with just some basic washing. But what I also found is that it's really going to be the tyre and rubber cleaning that creates a few light stains on the white side of the mitt that are harder to entirely remove. You just have to accept that rubber transfer is super hard to clean off any material, regardless of whether it's microfiber, cotton, sponge, or even your brush bristles. Rubber will, to some extent, always stain every material it comes in contact with. I'll give you my final thoughts on the wheels mitt in the conclusions, but for now, let's move on to the next product. The DabDab is Carpro's all-new car wash pad. It's a dual-sided microfiber wash pad that contains both orange and white stranded fibers, as well as shorter white and softer looped microfiber fibers over a foam inner core. It also has a wrist strap to prevent accidentally dropping the pad, and according to Carpro, it will maximize surface contact with the panels to increase washing efficiency. So let's jump straight into a demonstration and discuss the user experience and results with the DabDab. I'm going to start by saying that I haven't tried every car wash pad or mitt on the market. No one has, but I'll also say that you really shouldn't judge the DabDab until you get the chance to try it, as although it looks like 100 different other wash pads out there, it certainly doesn't feel or behave like any other wash pad I've personally used. I think at the core of this difference is the inner foam that Carpro has chosen to go for with this wash pad. For lack of a better term, it's definitely some sort of memory foam, but not exactly like a memory foam found in your bed pillow, as until you actually get the DabDab wet and filled with soapy water, you wouldn't even notice this. So it seems like water is what activates its memory-like foam behavior, which I found really interesting. The other thing is that Carpro isn't lying when it says that it conforms to the shape and curves of the surface, as it definitely sinks into and over the curves and body lines of the car panels as you run it over them. What's more is that it just feels so super soft and malleable, a bit like holding a giant water-soaked marshmallow in your hands, and after you rinse and squeeze it out, it looks like some old dried up raggedy dead animal fur, but as soon as you dunk it back into your soapy water, it immediately puffs back up like new and seems to hold a huge amount of water that then gets released with the most gentle touch as you run it along the surface. Love it or hate it guys, it's definitely different, or at least different to any wash mitt I've personally used. Now the other different thing that I also noticed about the DabDab was those shorter and thicker white looped microfiber strands sitting below the orange ones that I just haven't seen before and have to be the softest feeling microfiber I've felt on a wash pad or even microfiber cloth. It actually feels more like a pillow stuffing, and I think that's also what makes the DabDab just feel so extremely soft and delicate. As far as results go in washing your car, I did find it to be super effective at lifting dirt and doing so in a very gentle manner, which in the end is really what you want in a good wash pad. But I certainly can't say I have any definitive proof it's more effective and safer than my other wash mitts. All I can say is that I did enjoy using it more and it seemed to function and perform better, but that's different to proven results which take a lot more time to arrive at. I was also tempted to rip the wristband off at the start, but after using it a few more times, I now like it. Got used to flipping the pad with it on my wrist, and the added security of having it is definitely an advantage. Once again guys, I'll give you my final thoughts on the DabDab in my conclusions, but for now, let's jump into the last product in this review. The new Carpro GlassMitt is a dual-sided mitt that contains a microfiber waffle weave pattern on one side for the initial or primary glass cleaning step, and an even shorter fiber material on the opposite side for the final streak-free glass cleaning step. It has a thin inner foam on both sides of the mitt, and just like the WheelsMitt, it also has an elastic wristband and an inner stitched finger holder divider for greater control when in use. It is primarily designed for more hard to reach interior glass cleaning, but can obviously also be used for exterior glass cleaning. So let's jump straight into a demonstration and discuss the user experience and results. Now I'm sure most of you guys have used a waffle weave microfiber cloth to clean glass, as they are less likely to bunch up on glass, leave loose fibers behind, and more likely to finish streak free. And the specific waffle weave on the GlassMitt seems to perform really well. Actually, extremely well in the first cleaning step to remove that dirty glass film residue quickly and effectively. Now, if some of you guys have used the Carpro glass fiber cloth in the past, then you will be familiar with the second side material on the GlassMitt, which is pretty much identical and really works just as well, if not even a little better here. The greatest advantage of the GlassMitt is really going to come into play when cleaning car interior windscreens, and even rear glass on sedans and coupes that are extremely difficult to get great edge-to-edge cleaning in those hard-to-reach areas. So the mitt allows you to get your fingers right into those tight windshield areas without your cloth bunching up, and also allows you to pull really clean and precise cleaning passes to achieve a great result. Once again guys, I haven't used every detailing tool out there, so I actually don't know if anyone has made a glass cleaning mitt in the past, or if they have, how good it was. But as the first glass cleaning mitt I've used, I gotta say it just worked amazingly well. But in saying that, I don't think it's just the fact that it's a mitt, I also think it's the specific size, materials and overall design that makes it work. Now just like the WheelsMitt, the GlassMitt seems to wash up pretty well, but once again it's going to be the rubber seals around the windows that transfer a little bit of residue to the mitt that's hard to entirely clean out. So I guess that's a con, but honestly no different to that happening on your glass cleaning cloths. Now if you wanted to save the GlassMitt for just those hard to reach front and rear windscreens, you certainly can, as that's where it really tends to shine. But in reality, it works just as well on all your interior and even exterior glass, and once you use it and get going, it's almost hard to switch back to your set of cloths, but you can make that choice for yourselves. I'll lastly note here that although the first waffle weave side of the GlassMitt starts to get a little saturated with glass cleaner after a while, it does still seem to work pretty well for cleaning even a couple of cars in a row, while the finishing fiberglass side of the mitt tends to actually stay quite dry even after I clean 2 cars in a row, which I thought I'd mention. So let's wrap up this video with my final conclusions, starting with the Carpro WheelsMitt. What I found really interesting is that there's a certain amount of control and maneuverability you get from using a hand mitt versus using a hand brush. Placed over your hand, a mitt more or less becomes part of your hand and fingers, while although a brush is more of an extension of your hand, it also has the advantage of giving you some more leverage and size options. So I don't think it's as clear-cut as one being better than the other, but more so about what works in certain situations and what you feel more comfortable with. But I'll say it again that you probably shouldn't judge this mitt until you give it a go on a few cars, as your opinion could very well change after you get a feel for it. Now in saying that, this is where I stand with the WheelsMitt. I like it as a quick wheels maintenance cleaning tool where it's the only wheel cleaning tool I'll be using to quickly clean out the arches, give the tyres a once over and clean the face of the rims. But for more intensive wheel cleaning where I'll be using a bunch of different brushes, I'll also be using a different and smaller WheelsMitt, as at least to me, this mitt is a little bit too bulky for that particular process. I'm also sure that just like me, many of you guys use two wash mitts to wash your car. One for the main body of the car and a second one for the lower and dirtier panels. So for me, I really like using the softer side of the WheelsMitt as my second lower panel wash mitt for the dirtier parts of the car paint, and then using the stiffer side of the mitt as my hard plastic and rubber cleaning tool. I think it's fantastic in that scenario, and I'll probably end up having one for maintenance wheel cleaning and a second one as a second wash mitt, especially in decontamination car washing processes. Out of all three products here, the DabDab was definitely the one that surprised me the most, as I had a preconceived idea of what it would be like that was completely destroyed the second I got it wet and started using it. The unique inner memory foam and its super soft lower white microfiber strands give it quite a different feel and behavior that I just really enjoyed using and seemed to work exceptionally well. In other words, at least as of right now, this is my new favorite wash mitt and I'm excited to test it and use it a little more. What I would point out as a sort of con is that the actual DabDab mitt looks very different in person compared to the picture that Carpro has on their own website. So I'd say that Carpro should probably take a new photo, as although it's a nice photo on the website, I don't think it's a good representation of what the DabDab looks like in the flesh. Last but not least is a new GlassMitt. This is really a case of why didn't they think of it before, as all in all, it's just a fantastic glass cleaning tool that right off the bat eliminates so many glass cleaning issues and really delivers on what it promises as an easy and effective edge-to-edge interior glass cleaning tool. Interior glass cleaning is never easy, even at the best of times, or at least not when you do want that perfect streak-free finish. And I do think that this mitt is just going to be one of those glass cleaning tools that comes in really handy. So what are more cons? All the new mitts are made in Korea, which for those of you that don't know, South Korea still tends to produce some of the highest quality microfiber in the world, and these mitts do look and feel like higher quality ones compared to cheaper Chinese ones, so the cost is always going to be more, and I guess that's a con, together with record numbers inflation that's definitely causing a global spike in prices. In any case guys, I know some of you have hit your Carpro product review limit, so look out for a new and different detailing video in my next upload. But I do hope that most of you have enjoyed this round of Carpro reviews, because I've worked my butt off to make them as thorough, helpful and useful as possible, and I also want to hear from anyone that's used these new products and what you think of them, good or bad, as I can't think of everything to point out, and sometimes it takes a bit of time and a wider audience to really get to know a new product well. I think I'll leave it there guys, and if you enjoyed this video and would like to say thanks and help support future content, you can do so by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/ccad, in which I'll have a link to in the description box, and thank you everyone for the support so far. As always, I really hope you guys enjoyed and found this video useful. Please share it with others, give it a like and comment below to show your support for this content, and I'll see you guys soon.